the organizer, or?
Yeah, just we're all part of it. If you see us in bright yellow shirts, we're helping out.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Yep, so let them know. Over down there.
Hey, what's up?
Quick announcement for everyone. Welcome to the March for the Children. There are some picket signs available over here. There are balloons available being passed out, and books are back here that are a collection of the sacred stories of sacred children. There's some link pages in there if you would like to write a personal message to one of the apostles. And there's interviews being recorded over here, and a live feed will be happening during the march. Yeah, there's several different kinds of picket signs, and also some people made their own if you want to grab some of those that they couldn't carry them themselves. So thank you, and we'll be starting around 12 o'clock.
Are you going to carry a sign? Oh, yeah.
Let's go see if we can.
Did you sign?
On John Street. Right. Yes. Oh, excellent. We'll look at it. I do a lot of really? The group they didn't let me in. Oh, they didn't let you in? No, I'm too brazen. Yeah, I am too. See, that's it. They let you in when you're nice and milky. Yes. Radiology, though.
Yeah.
I believe it's really no, I just watched the one.
Yeah, there was, I got rid of it. And I forgot to capture it. 7-Eleven up there. Buy some and
I went through line by line. Please tell me you didn't go by the transcript. The transcript is terrible. You listened to
Sorry.
I read the transcript. You have to do vocal inflection.
So you were there.
Someone's probably definitely connected.
They tried to talk to her first. So we're excited about saying some idea. And then we're not even going to be. Yeah, go get one, and then I'll see you around. Okay.
Oh, DCG. I go to Alpine quite a bit. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Great.
You're gonna kill us outside.
Hi. Hey, how are you guys? Welcome to the march. Glad you could make it. This is awesome. Did you already?
Yeah.
I like the
I
lion.
haven't met him yet. I didn't even see Sam yet.
I thought Sam is like,
There he is.
there's John. I think Sam is like,
Nice, nice. Well, I'll chat with him. I may introduce myself later to John. Sam's over there, we can interview him.
is Lindsay? I guess you'd have to look for renter.
If we could have all of the speakers gather over here to your right, to my left,
Yeah.
and all of
I've never
the
done anything
ambassadors
like this.
come up to their places. Placing up here. Thank you.
Great cause to do it.
Yeah, conference weekend, huh?
Yeah, that too, right?
We're gonna make a big old
I'm hungry.
Okay.
You might end up. That's good. No, it's not fun at all. And you don't have somebody to help out.
No, he just kind of checked out. I don't know. I mean, I think that he still has like all the math and he likes to travel around.
Well, it was weird. I was getting in touch with my ex, basically, kind of a couple of years prior to my divorce.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. I mean, that was just one of them.
Are we ever going to go?
Kind of got this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Are we ever going to go into it? Are we ever going to go into it?
I don't think so. Are you cold? Yeah, he got delighted.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to
That was kind of like the end.
Yeah.
Everything is so red.
Yep, I hear you. So crazy stuff and similar type of stuff happening to me. So not great. Not great. But hey, you know what? Onward and upward. I'm happier now as a result. But and I don't envy you having to do this all by yourself.
No, it's not an easy thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, look at the balloon! Oh, look at the
Oh my God, she's yeah, no, my mother was I got pictures. Your mom, hey, your mom's right over here. Your mom's right over here. He's in a somehow someone found
Oh, look, there's one way over there.
I picked red because I grew up being a BYU fan. I couldn't pick green. Come on, Jeremy! There you are, buddy! Name, oh! Judas Priest, yeah. Don't touch that. Okay. I chose red. I'm not there yet. That's all right.
I'm there. I'm like,
Yes. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Karaoke, get your song ready.
I'm ready.
I feel Martin. Have you added into the group yet? Hey! Group hug.
What the main event
We get another one of those. I did. It's my not time skills.
I don't know. I'm back in my single for this one. You had help.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Hi guys.
I remember.
gonna meet us up there.
And they're doing it as open house, so I would like children, but no, they're taking everything. We've been out for about 2 years. We just got out of
Hey, I've got some big news. I'll tell you.
Up right now.
Yeah.
Text it right now.
Not now. It's actually the big news. It's got a massive outreach project.
Hey, how are you? You're like home from California.
Okay, first thing, we have a camera right there that's really important. So all the balloons right in here need to come down. We got it? Okay. Well, that is very nice of you to say. And let me just say this. I love all the new friends that I've made in a righteous and noble cause that we're involved in. Now, just so you know, things might look organized. Well, somebody else is doing it. It's organized. I am not organized, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have a few glitches as we go along, but I'm sure, hoping you'll be patient with all this. Now, thank you very much for coming. This cause that we're involved in is happening worldwide, not just here in Salt Lake City. There are people right here that have flown in all across the country. How cool is that? Bought an airline ticket, staying in a hotel, taking time off work. We have people that are committed to making sure our children are protected. Thank you. We have people that have driven across state lines, across numerous state lines. Thank you for doing that. There are marches going on in several cities around the country. There was a march. The first march that happened in conjunction with us was in Tanzania. Can you believe that? A member of the church in Tanzania looked at this and said, no, this is wrong. And he organized a march that happened several hours ago with at least 57. He printed out 57 shirts about protecting children. He gave all of them away and had more people. This is a worldwide movement to protect our children. Thank you for being here. Today, there's only one thing I absolutely want to accomplish in a clear and public expression. I know there's a lot of people here. I'm not going to speak to everybody here for the next couple days. I'm speaking only to a set of children who are now grown, those whose childhoods were destroyed behind closed doors. Here is my message to you, my dear friends. I've read every word of your stories. I am sorry. I am sorry for what happened to you in my church. On my watch, you were wrong. You were innocent children. I and tens of thousands of others say we are sorry. We hear you. We hear you. We see you. We cry for you. We believe you. We embrace and love you. But we don't see or hear all of you. Many of you can't be open and may never be able to speak of the unspeakable that happened to you. Although you can't speak, I hope that you can hear us loud and clear. We are sorry for what happened to you. Today we give the victims of the past a voice. Today we are standing up. We are speaking up for you and with you, so that your stories will not be written by the children of this generation and the generations that follow. Our voices and actions will be as thundering lions at the same time that we cuddle our cubs in safety. I want to give my church credit. This is my church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is my church. It's got many good things, but it's got one thing that has to be eliminated. I want to give them credit for already having listened to us. Only 4 short days ago, they announced a policy change. Good for them. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, so I'll clap for my church for having listened to us. Hallelujah. However, the changes they made fall woefully short of true safety for our kids. One-on-one interviews are still condoned and acceptable. There is no limit whatsoever to the gross sexually explicit questions. The changes announced Monday actually have the potential to do more harm than before. We will no longer tolerate a system that facilitates the destruction of our children. Now, our movement is not asking for any changes. I've already done that for over 2 years. We aren't encouraging the church to make any changes. We are calling for any changes. Encouraging, asking, calling for change is totally inappropriate when our children are in the path of menacing and immediate danger.
Right there.
No way. When they are in danger, the lion in our hearts runs to confront the threat and demand that it be eliminated. We expect the following statement to be canonized in our policy.
Who is he?
Just one short sentence.
I've heard of him.
10
M-A-L-A-N.
words long.
Well, I don't know him, but I know of him. Oh. Is he the one in
I
the
won't
purple
say
shirt with the
that.
glasses?
It will anyway. One sentence, 10 words long. No one-on-one interviews. No sexually explicit questions ever. Now, we are not going to stop hammering and hammering and hammering until the danger to our children is crushed. So, my dear friends, who've been dealt such indignity and big duty in years of crippling shame, we apologize to you, not just with empty words. we apologize and give you grace with our deeds of monumental marching action. May we go forth in love and protect children. Okay, so now we have a panel of speakers. I'm not going to introduce all their qualifications. They come from different backgrounds and perspectives. These are great folks, and delighted to share the stage. And they can introduce whatever they want, but their words are important. First, Joelle Castex, who is a representative of SNAP, and Catherine Winston, who actually, everybody except Joelle has a moment, is either active in the church or doesn't have a moment. So, Catherine Winston, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your ordination of Mark Lamb. Mark Lamb, he didn't know it, but he was right there at the beginning of his 2.5 years ago. And then the wonderful, amazing, awesome Natasha.
Penny, do not touch it!
Good afternoon. My name is Joelle Castex, and I'm the Western Regional Leader of SNAP, the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests. And on behalf of survivors of sexual abuse, I want to thank every single one of you for being here today. Because there are too many people who've been shamed into silence. One child who has been sexually abused is one child too many. One child who has been sexually abused by a person in a position of trust is one child too many. One child who has been sexually abused by a person in a position of trust in their beloved church is one child too many. And there are many things that need to happen in the LDS church to rectify the horrific situation that's going on right now. I too am a survivor of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church, and I understand the shame and the secrecy that goes when you're abused by someone within the religious community that you love, the community that is your home, that is your spiritual home, that is the home of your family and friends, where you may go to school, where you celebrate all of your family celebrations, your rites of passage, where you are married, where you educate your children, where you bury your dead. The Mormon Church, the LDS Church, needs to do 3 things. Number 1, they need to be proactive. As Sam said, these one-on-one interviews with sexually explicit questions need to stop immediately. There is not a single religious organization in the United States that allows these kinds of interviews, period. Not a one. The second thing that needs to happen is the church needs to be pastoral when it comes to the thousands of victims who have come forward to tell their stories. They are suffering in shame and silence because they have lost their community. They have lost their faith. They have lost their way back home. They have been denied the one thing they need the most, and that's their faith family. The LDS Church needs to reach out to every single one of these victims and say, number 1, we are sorry. Number 2, we were wrong. Number 3, the abuse was not your fault. And the third and most important thing that the LDS Church needs to do right now is be pro-victim. victims was a victim of a crime that is punishable by time in jail and punishable in our court system. If the LDS Church has evidence of a crime, someone needs to pick up the phone and call the police and make sure that anyone who committed a crime against a child is reported to the police, so this never happens again. The LDS Church needs to be proactive. They need to be pro-victim. They need to protect every child that walks into any activity sponsored by the Mormon faith. Because we need to remember the sexual abuse of a child behind a closed door is never the child's fault. And I speak to every victim of child sexual abuse, many of whom are in this crowd right now. And I tell you from the bottom of my heart, as I tell myself every single day, it was not your fault. We believe you. We support you. We stand beside you. And we will fight with you. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Katie Langston, and it's an honor to be here today. I approach this issue from multiple perspectives. First, personally, I was raised a devout Mormon. But in a place where I should have been protected and taught that I was loved, my church experience was full of anxiety and shame. As a girl of 13, my bishop pulled me into a room and asked me very, very detailed personal and sexual questions. It traumatized me. I always feared worthiness interviews from that time on and lived with the debilitating sense of unworthiness that I still struggle with to this day. I also approach this issue as a mother. My husband and I were married in the temple soon after I returned home from my mission to Bulgaria, and we have 2 daughters who are still being raised in the Mormon church, and I fear for them. I fear for their safety, and I want to make sure that they never, ever experience anything like the shame and trauma that I did. Thirdly, I approach this issue as a pastor. 4 or 5 years ago, I experienced a call to ministry that was so overpowering that I could do nothing but follow it, and I am now a candidate for ordination in the Lutheran Church. And as I have studied, and as I have been trained in pastoral best practices and theology, I am more and more stunned that this practice of worthiness interviews continues to be perpetuated. Let me be clear. There is no place in the gospel of Jesus Christ for worthiness interviews. Woo! And there is no other Christian denomination in the entire world that has a similar practice. My colleagues in ministry are absolutely stunned when I describe this practice to them. I am not exaggerating when I say that this would result in the discipline and defrocking of ministers in all Christian denominations of which I am aware. And I don't say this to shame the Mormon Church, though they should be ashamed. I say this to educate and to plead for reform. This
practice which was described in the church's official statement in response to our permission as an important part of ministering to a congregation is nothing of the sort. Loving, trustworthy relationships between bishops and board members is an important part of ministering to a congregation. Coming alongside them in sickness, in loneliness, grief, death, and even sin, yes, that's an important part of ministering to a congregation, but a standing mandatory inquisition, complete with a standardized checklist to test loyalty and purity, is not an important part of ministering to anyone.
That's right! That's right!
It is in fact deeply, deeply damaging. It is the opposite of ministry.
Yes!
It is controlling.
Yes!
It is abusive.
Yes!
And particularly when you are asking sexual questions, indeed, of anyone. No one here should have to experience that in their church life, but especially of children and minors.
That's right!
The appropriate way to do this is to recognize that, first of all, because of the love of Christ, our sins are already forgiven even before we ask.
Yes!
The bishop or pastor is there to help us remember, to believe that, to remember that, and not to judge our worthiness.
That's right!
That is impossible. That is not a thing. We are already declared worthy because of the love of God, and nothing, not even the very worst thing we have ever done, can separate us from that.
That's
right! Second, appropriate pastoral boundaries require that confession, if you so seek it, can never, ever, ever be coerced or interviewed out of you, but offered voluntarily. Up to you to decide what you are seeking pastoral care for, if at all. And their job is to be there to remind you that you are loved.
Yes!
And to do otherwise is such a violation of appropriate trust and pastoral boundaries that it is literally incomprehensible. But in the event that they don't believe me and won't listen to me, perhaps they will hear the words of the Apostle Paul in his epistle to the Romans. Who dares accuse us from whom God has chosen for his own? No one. For God himself has given us right standing with himself. Who will condemn us? No one. For Christ Jesus died for us and was raised to life for us, and he is sitting in the place of honor at God's right hand, pleading for us. Can anything separate us from Christ's love? I am convinced that nothing can ever separate us from God's love, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither our fears for today nor worries about tomorrow. Not even the powers of hell can separate us from God's love. No power in the sky above or in earth below, and I would add no worthiness interview or lack thereof. Indeed, nothing in all creation will ever be able to separate us from the love of God that is revealed in Christ Jesus our Lord. This must stop.
Yes! Yes! Woo-hoo!
Wow, how do you follow that? My name is Mark Naylor. I'm a board-certified clinical sexologist and author of scientific research on the history of sexual attitudes in human culture. Some of you know my work.
My doctorate is in sexual science. One of my specialties is researching and treating psychosexual shame. My wife, Colette, is a psychotherapist and a certified psychotherapist. I'm here today to speak as a scientist. I'm interested in the scientific data that many of you have provided in the form of personal subjective accounts of your experiences in LDS priesthood communities. These are your stories of your church experience. These are your testimonies. So, what does this data tell us as scientists? In general, it's telling us that there are two major types of sexual abuse that were a result of priesthood interviews, one-on-one with children behind closed doors. The first type is hands-on physical sexual abuse. I call this type overt sexual abuse. The second type is psychological sexual abuse. And I call this type of sexual abuse covert sexual abuse. The physical sexual abuse in your stories come from leaders with untreated pedophilia. Some priesthood leaders clearly are pedophiles. There's ample evidence. Some have been prosecuted. The majority are not pedophiles. However, the problem is that these pedophiles are wolves in sheep's clothing. They appear on the outside to be harmless and trustworthy. They're only discovered after harm has been done and the victims gain enough courage to report them to the authorities. Can a pedophile victimize a child if you're not alone with them? Would ending one-on-one interviews behind closed doors significantly protect our children? The answer is obvious. Today, by marching, we are asking this to stop. Now, let's look at the second type of sexual abuse you reported in your testimony stories, the psychological sexual abuse, your data. There are far more examples of this type of data. It's a very serious problem. It stems from well-meaning advice and counsel from untrained leaders. It is unintentionally shared. In the very worst cases, the shaming is intentional. Terrifying children about their sexual feelings causes them to disassociate or hate themselves. This is a formula for disaster. Elizabeth Smart, who was kidnapped right here in Salt Lake City, raped and held captive for nearly a year, spoke at Johns Hopkins University. Elizabeth explained that during a morality object lesson, premarital sex was compared to being like a chewed up piece of gum. I'll never forget how I felt lying there on the ground, she said. How could anyone ever love or care for me after this? I thought, oh my gosh, I'm that chewed piece of gum. Nobody would choose a piece of gum. You throw it away. And that's how easy it is to feel like you no longer have any worth. Why would it even be worth screaming out? Why would it make a difference if you were rescued? Your life still has no value. No value. Psychosexual abuse is covert and often unintentional. This makes it very, very pernicious. Psychosexual abuse is like a house infected with termites that eat away at its integrity unnoticed until one day the walls just completely collapse. Nobody on the outside notices until the damage is done. Hippie Eliason was a 16-year-old LDS boy who killed himself. You know, I can't give these talks without giving you a He killed himself simply over the shame of sexually touching his own body. Kip was an active church member, a 4.0 student, a track team athlete, and he already hit his ego. Kip strove for excellence. During his priesthood interviews, his bishop told him arousing sexual feelings for his own body was a sin next to murder, and that he needed to be abstinent. He told him that made him unworthy before God. Church pamphlets on morality said so. Kip tried really hard to stop. His detailed diary shows Herculean efforts and many bishop meetings asking help on how to change. He believed he was a failure and unworthy. Kip's sense of worthlessness took him to the depths of depression and hopelessness. Kip committed suicide. If Kip's untrained bishop had not asked sexual questions, would Kip be alive today? This is why we are marching today. Stop asking children sexual questions. In Kip's young mind, failure was not an option. Today, as scientists, we know a lot more about sexuality. Testosterone is the hormone that creates sexual desire. Boys usually have about 20 times more than girls, but girls' levels peak during their cycle. Athletic boys like Kip have high testosterone levels. Sexual feelings can become very pronounced. Abstinence seems impossible. Today, sexual scientists can look into the brain with brain scans. Neuroscientists know that the brain is not fully developed until we reach into our mid-20s. Judgment and perspective are not yet in place. Some kids have ADD or OCD, a football concussion, or even falling out of your high chair when you're 3 can damage your brain and alter how you think. Adolescents are especially vulnerable during this life stage as they are going through puberty and struggling to form a healthy new identity. Emerging sexual feelings usually feel awkward and unfamiliar. Remember? Yeah. These feelings need to be accepted and acknowledged as a part of healthy development towards adulthood and functional relationships, and not shame. Kip was too young to make sense of what was happening to him. His trusted counselors have the best of intentions. They fail. Bishops can't measure testosterone levels or do brain scans. They're not trained in psychotherapy to diagnose or treat mental health conditions in young people or even adults. Children must not be be psychosexually shamed in interviews with trusted church leaders. Telling kids with high testosterone and an immature brain that touching their own bodies is a sexual sin next to murder is a formula for suicide. We must stop doing that. Shame kills kids. I wish I had time to tell you about the thousands of couples, individuals, and children that have been in our clinic and told us about the shame that they felt as a result of the teachings about sexuality that come from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Much sexual dysfunction has been the result. So in conclusion, I thank you. I thank you for all your brave stories, for bringing this data to light. Your published testimonies are feedback church leaders need to move forward with better policy. We are about to march to present our testimonies of leadership. The evidence is clear. Serious harm is being done. There is no debate. Shame is not defensible. The church and Protect LDS Children both want to protect children. Protecting children from harm is our common ground. Science and religion can work together. What is the answer? Right, Dave? Our march today is a march of love for all children. Ending one-on-one interviews and sexual questioning with children will save lives. Working together for positive change is what we're all here for today. Thank you.
I see you. I see you in the warm closed doors. I see your tears, and I see the pain on many of your faces. And I'm gonna, of course, cry, so whatever. Okay. My name is Natasha Helfer Parker, and I'm a licensed family therapist and certified sex therapist and have been working with this population for over 20 years. I have authority. Comes from my expertise in having worked alongside hundreds, if not thousands, of members of our church in regards to these issues that we are addressing today. And every comment I'm going to make is backed by the science of trauma-informed care, every single one. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where we have done everything in our power to address any risk of sexual or emotional assault. This includes a mandatory cease of one-on-one, or even two-on-one, or 12-on-1, as is certain in disciplinary councils, interrogations behind closed doors, where sexually explicit questions are asked. It also includes seeking qualified national and international, I see you British people back there, I see all of you who come from different countries and places in the world, and I see all of you who are listening to us through live feeds. Thank you for being with us. National and international expertise in implementing policies that meet best practice standards. There are many resources we are not tapping into. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where they are not shamed for healthy sexual feelings, thoughts, and actions. They deserve to go through these years of sexual development without guilt based on misinformation and the cinephizing, yes, I like to make up words, the cinephizing of normative behavior. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where gospel principles and trauma-informed mental health standards are not in conflict with one another. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where leaders and the organization as a whole walks the walk, not just talks the talk. If our young are expected to follow principles such as choosing the right and repenting for wrongdoing, that they can see clear examples of that coming from above. Our victims and survivors need and deserve an apology, partnered with adequate restitution attempts. And Elder Oaks, if you're in the business of ministry, please know, if you don't already, that apologies are necessary and healing. Deserve a spiritual home where their worth is not measured by behavior. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where their service, attendance, and interest is welcomed, where we let them participate regardless of worthiness status, not based on porn shoulders, white shirts, and whether or not a kid touches their own body. Amen if they want to come to church. Amen if they want to go to the temple. Let them come. Our children and teens deserve a spiritual home where they are taught how to have firm, self-protective boundaries without being told that they are prideful, lacking of humility, or unrepentant. Today, I wear a charm bracelet carrying the tokens of a young woman's progress achievements. It represents years of devotion and service and Mormon identity, in spite of the fact that she was brutally assaulted repeatedly in her own bishop's office. This young woman is only one of the hundreds of stories collected on the Protect LDS Children website and thousands of stories that remain silent. I carry it with awe and honor. In the name of all of our victims and survivors, myself included, as a representation that as members of this church, we have covenanted to bear each other's burdens and to follow the example set forth by Jesus Christ. And I don't know where Jesus Christ is doing one-on-one interviews in the scriptures. Jesus publicly declared sinners worthy of his love and protection, no closed-door impositions. He welcomed all to come unto him, especially the children. And if I recall correctly, he got pretty pissed off at the apostles who tried to keep them from him. Challenge to those who would judge otherwise to, quote, cast the first stone. President Nelson, President Oaks, and President Irene, as the first presidency of my church, I say stop the casting of stones at our children. Within our faith and belief structure, you have the priesthood power, revelatory right, and sustainment of our people to take these necessary steps immediately, in fact, this very weekend. We will continue to roar and rise and fight for the safety of our children and youth, holding powerful adults responsible until you do. Thank you.
It is, let's just say, it's relieving for me to know my voice is a little bit, but they're huge, intelligent, smart, powerful voices. that are knee-deep in our cause. I thank every single one of you. So I asked him to speak, and I had, I think, one communication with him. Two. One, asked him to speak, and two, I gave him really detailed instructions on what to speak about. I said, talk about anything you want. So I'm glad I didn't get instructions. This was great. So yeah. So our focus, 10 words. We're asking for 10 things. Obviously, we've asked for other things, but what we want right now are 10 things. No one-on-one interviews, no sexually explicit questions. Ever. Okay. We're now going to head to the church office building, and I'm not sure the route. I've asked somebody to come guide me. So who is the one that's going to lead out here? Tanisha? Oh, good. Okay. So I will see you at the church office building.
Do you want my balloon, honey? You want another balloon?
As you leave, we have a few signs left over here. Sam will be leading the procession with Kate and someone who has what is called a balloon. We're going to head to this street and go to the corner. Do not cross State Street, but do cross 4th. The police will block that off, and then we'll continue to North Temple, and at that point we will cross State Street. So cross 4th and then cross State at North Temple, and we will see you at State Street.
I'm reading you along with Kate right there.
Kate! There's Kate, okay. So Ben, you asked about list of speakers.
Molly, Minnie's got her hand.
Yeah. Right? That must have cost a pretty penny for that thing.
It was like $20.
Are you serious?
I rode around the city.
It looks super fancy. Like it looks more like $1,000 bike.
He'll end up on the cover of something. It's a good message.
Risky leaving that there like that. They're gonna knock that out. Oh, that's him.
I know.
I kept looking back at that witch.
Oh gosh. No, but I don't know who's I'm on
Tired. Comes out so far. We never quite know or if I'm going. He's sleeping, but he's part of it. We got the phone. Yeah. We just want happy children, right? That's right.
Started early this morning.
Hey, what's up,
man.
Jake?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother. Give me a
Oh,
hug.
my caught? Oh, I think we're
for me.
there we go. I'm good now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was with
Yes,
you.
okay. These things can be dangerous. This is something you can put in your yard as a conversation starter. Keep the birds. Yes! Amen.
Where's Shannon?
They're waving gray hats.
Oh, hello, Melissa. How are
Yes, I kind of asked you didn't.
Oh, they do some good. They're a corporation first and foremost. They get knocked
I was just standing here hoping someone would.
It's kind of like a marathon sign.
That's right.
Katie, great job.
You have to.
Adam Jacobson.
You have to.
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you.
You too. Yes, that was easy.
Sweet.
Even the bus thing, yes.
Mr. Streeter, want to go for a stroll?
Hey, yeah, are you still doing your thing?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take some pictures using my fancy mode here. All right, my daughters, my lovely daughters. All right, hold on. We're gonna do selfie. Daddy daughter selfie with balloons. All right. Okay, let's see here.
All right.
Oops, I didn't. Sorry. No, it wasn't me.
Oh, that's how it always goes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're right here.
You know, we came down from Chester Square, and there was a fellow holding a sign that said Nabu Legion. And on the back side it said, I support the church at all costs. And we're thinking, what about supporting the victims at all costs? Just a total mismanagement of priorities. How are you doing? We caught up quickly?
Yes, we did.
What you carrying here?
I got a 360 camera.
Yeah, all right. Everyone go to Bryce's live stream.
Not live stream though. You have to check it out later.
Oh, you got to check it out later.
It's up on the shelf. That's
Watch
the way
this
to do
live. Check out Bryce's 3D video later on. Naked Mormonism.
Looking forward to tonight, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good
fun.
time. Hey, let me make a little announcement. Tonight, Bryce from Naked Mormonism.
What's up, yo?
And I are going to be. Well, I'm just going to be helping.
And Sam as well.
And I don't think Sam's going to be able to make it.
Oh, bummer. All right.
But
we can cut that, right? This isn't live.
This is live. So tell them about what's happening.
We're doing a presentation at Squatters Pub. We're going to talk about common consent and see if we can fix the world's problems. Tanner, you're going to help me.
I have to fix the world. That's Squatters tonight.
That's what we're doing.
At what time?
Starts at 7. Presentation starts at 8 o'clock p.m.
All right.
Free event.
Free event.
All ages with accompanying adult.
Bryce is getting beers for everybody.
What? Huh?
Just kidding. Sorry, folks.
Actually, that would
we should, Sam, we should go up and get some. Oh, sorry.
She was given 80 auction $4.
She's only used about.
All right. Get that all on camera there.
You do?
That is fantastic.
Where do I have to be?
Oh, I got you right up here.
Oh.
Awesome. What's your name, man?
This is Larry Greenwood.
Larry Greenwood.
You need to hear this part.
Let's hear it. What you got? New name, Noah. Yes, I love it. Everybody's got the jersey on. Not messing around. Quite the turnout today.
Mike couldn't come. He's down in Phoenix.
Oh, no. I was hoping to see him. That's a bummer.
Unless he snuck in. But he said he did.
Yeah, he does have a habit of sneaking into stuff like this.
Yes. Who you with?
I'm an independent reporter. I do a podcast about church history.
Excellent.
Yep.
What's the name?
Naked Mormonism.
Oh, Naked. Yep. I think I subscribed to it.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Recently.
All right. Yeah. This is just too important of a thing to not talk about, not cover. Not do some journalism about.
Well, I wish I knew what to tell you about it. There's how many people do you think's here?
I have no idea. I know that there was over 1,000 signed up, and it sure feels and looks like more than that. What do you think?
Well, when we were down back there, I thought it was 600.
Okay.
But I could be halfway. Could be 12.
All right.
Because they're kind of.
We're spread out. We're really spread out. It goes a long ways up and a long ways back.
You got good photos of it.
Yeah, trying to anyway. This is a march in Salt Lake City.
You go ahead on, I'll catch you.
All right, take care of yourself, sir.
You gotta take a photo. We really should have brought Excuse me. You gotta squeeze past here, sir.
Somebody ought to reach out to him.
You need a hand?
I think I got her here. Thank you, though. Still recording. Feel the love.
Get a picture of that. That's funny.
Mr. P. What's up, man?
Did you get some good stuff?
I did. And it's
So
going to continue
awesome.
in Union Station. We're going to keep
Oh,
the
really?
party going there. Get a bunch more interviews.
I love it. How's your traveling and everything?
Dude, it's been crazy,
Good
man.
equipment. Can I carry some for you?
If you don't mind carrying this beast for a little while.
This one?
This one, yeah. Oh, my God.
Dude.
Thank
holy
you.
crap.
Oh, my God.
Now, can I put it on my shoulder?
Yeah, that's how I'm
that was close.
You got it there?
Yep.
Dude, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like trying to fuck that thing around and keep this thing
Now I
stable.
feel
It's
like,
nice.
I feel super important.
You got a job now.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Any chance you come to Squatters tonight?
Is that where you're going? I didn't know that.
Yeah. We're going to hang out there. Zelf on the shelf. Tanner's going to be there.
Oh, really?
We're going to try and take the rope, man.
Oh, cool. I love it. I love it.
Let's see how it goes.
I love your stuff.
Dude. Well,
Don't let
I'm
that
glad
go to your
think
head,
that. I
but-
got you buffalo pretty good, but thank you.
So fun. Just love it.
Man, there's no end to it. The deeper you get into it, the more you realize
crazy.
This is the modern history right here. This is how you write history.
I know it. Absolutely.
That's like people. So this camera setup is like party organizers. They have these signs holding up, do interviews here.
Right.
This is where we're writing Mormon history. Because like, imagine if we would have had this kind of stuff when Joseph Smith was alive, and see the marches and demonstrations against his totalitarian leadership. How much different would history be if we knew that?
Look at this whole street.
Yeah,
It's insane.
It's hard.
I know.
Street today.
It's so fucking empowering. I'm like blown away, seriously.
This is so good. I'm so glad you can make it out to this. Like, I mean, look, it's a. See, this is my first both directions.
March ever.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Dude. Yes. I love it.
Pick the good one.
Yeah, something that you have a personal attachment to. Something that's a personal cause.
Is that filming?
It is. Yep.
That's so cool.
Yep. Got 360 going. Posted up on YouTube later. Yeah. Well, because this is important, man.
Was that British lady really cool?
Yeah, she was. She was helping me, was holding the sign, and then she did her own interview.
Really?
And she came all the way from Britain just for this.
I can't believe that.
It's like, yeah, it's a worldwide march. Man. That makes it so much better. Think of how many people are in town right now. Flew in this morning, and they're touring around Temple Square.
I know.
Like, what's these 1,000 people standing out there doing? Oh, this is perfect. This is just awesome. Try and get a nice solid shot of everything. I'm actually going to take it from you now because I'm going to go bucking up, try and get in the front of the crowd here.
Let me go. I'll go with you.
Go with me?
Yeah.
All right, let's pick up the pace.
Unless you're running.
We're not running.
All right.
No, thank you. Can't do that. I already got a backpack full of crap too.
I know, that's the other thing.
It's too much. I want to see him there on the front steps. I got to see this.
Protect all children, man. This isn't just all children.
Is that?
All children.
Oh yeah. Sanford.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
And then the other.
Here on this side.
Nice. Love it. There's some good signs out here. It's just a good cause. That's the way to do it.
This is an old boys club on the corner right here. Salsa Club.
This right here?
Yeah. Like the Who's Who and the talk little, secrecy.
Secret
I mean,
handshake.
right by the
temple
fucking
handshakes.
yeah, right by his house. but it was a non-Mormon thing. Like, yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, it was just like right across the street. They're like, "Hey, you got your thing? Like,
We'll do our thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of history in that
little
building.
middle finger. That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. It's quite the building, man. Wow. Damn. Crazy, the whole city's shut down, man. They can't move, can't do anything. It is, right?
Yeah.
That's how democracy works.
That eagle one, that's great.
Yes.
Cool. That's good.
Want a tray?
No.
You sure?
No.
I can take it, man.
No, dude. This is what I'm doing.
All right. I appreciate the help.
Yeah.
So you guys do this whenever through here.
Okay, great.
Perfect. I'll put it up there.
Like, there's so many issues that are wrapped up into one. This single march, too. It's like,
Oh, yes.
It's like the sexual shit. It's the.
It couldn't have culminated at a better time.
No, it couldn't. This is perfect.
It really is. I don't want people to mistake that, oh, this is about the bishop guy. No, this was.
No. This had nothing to do with that.
This is the grooming before all that happens.
Exactly. The bishop thing. This is just a manifestation of what we're marching against right now. That was one tiny example.
And it's just, and the whole issue, there's not anything more shaming to keep people silent. That's the other.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's such a personal thing. It's trying to change something from, and they didn't do this 100 years ago. I mean, they didn't do when I grew up. Not these timed every 6 months.
Really?
No.
Yeah. You're not even 100 years old. Come on, you stepped into that one. But no, you're right. Like this is just recent. It just turns out it's extremely powerful controlling mechanism. Okay, turn. I think I'm gonna cut across over there.
I'll go right behind you if you want to get up.
Make sure the battery's still running. Oh yeah, that's good.
I don't know. I don't know what this is. Not announced yet. No, I don't have it streaming on my phone. I just
not to the temple, because the church office is where the church is. Here we are. This is it. The greatest, the most spacious building in all of Utah. The rest of the crowd will slowly trickle in. Keep you updated. It's a good day. This is a good day. Saturday. Tomorrow. My parents are actually here from St. George.
I saw Sean Creighton. It's just the wrong place. They don't see him. And then you're in it. I love it. One year off. But this is. You good with this? Yeah, I got it. I'll text you and just see how. For sure, man. See you tonight. Okay, so 27. See you. I'm Bryce. Eric Paulson. Nice to meet you. You might pick a picture. Awesome. Why don't we do it with all the crowd behind us? There we go. Here we go. Awesome. Thanks so much. See you guys. See you later, man. See you. Take care. Oh, very good to meet you. You as well, man. I'm glad you came out here. Really? So you've seen the evolution. Good, huge. Thank you. I filled out all the 2 requirements in
Oh, I see somebody with a white tie up there. It'd be kind of hard not to see this. What better place to congregate, too? It's not in front of a tent. It's in front of where it really matters, where the action happens. Good for you. Man, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for all of us for coming out. So it's working for you. Yep, I'm going to survive. But it keeps me food on the table. You know what? It keeps me
It's like a child. It's just like looking down for
there's a difference between raising money and I like what you love. Just like an artist, you know what I mean? Artists loves what they do. They struggle to keep doing struggle. They're painters. It's frustrating that it's stigmatized, especially with this school. Look! Yeah, exactly. And nobody has problems with them making videos, but heaven forbid you go out and survive. Yep, it's frustrating and money complicates everything. That's hard to hear. Let us out. It's such a weird issue. Still recording. It's going to be a really weird video feed because I keep pulling it down right at my voice level, right up my nose to see if it's still recording. Still getting the bird's eye view for every other video. So is that 360? It is, yeah. I wonder how many people we got. I would like to know. Well, the thing is, I walked for almost the entire way, a little bit faster than most of the crowd, so I could probably count. I wish I were at the front. Yeah. I hope so. Definitely hope so. We had so many people signed up. Sign up for it. People would show. I like to think there are a lot of people here who can sign up. People like you signed up. Really? So you know that. Figure out a way not to spread it more it's just going to all under close watch. Well, I commend your fortitude to be in a unexpected relationship and still be able to make it work. Wow. How much of that has been I only probably invested in 10 Is all of this right? Awesome. Couldn't get it out. Really great set. Wow.
here to present a book, Elder Anderson, Melissa Lambert Brett. Melissa? Thank you very much, Melissa. I remember your story. Thank you so much. Great. Okay, Elder Christopherson, my friends, Bill and Lynn Moore, they happen to be in my ward, Sugar Land County. And then at my side, actually, they just more than Thank you very much, Bill.
Love you, Sam. Love you, Sam.
Well, I love Bill and Lynn Moore, but so Bill is a fellow former bishop from our area. Okay, the next one is for Elder Cook. This will be presented by Jared Shrewsbury. Jared? Presented by our ambassador, Robin. Robin? Thank you very much, Robin. Thank you very much for flying all the way from Arkansas. That means a lot. Children that are coming up behind you. The next one is going to be presented by Landon Hayes, playing the very close playing. This is for Elder. Of our advocacy.
It's so hard to
You guys are going to see all this video on Fox and on all news sites and through the Protect LDS Children March campaign. Let's go wander the crowd and see what we can
It's all right. Just wanted to catch it.
She's right there.
Let's keep walking.
That one glasses maybe.
He's meeting with church and his group. And then he's having John and Streeter and a number of one booklet to the different church. This is booklet 4 and this is booklet 4 and that's what they're doing right now. They're trading the booklets back and forth. Fox 13 camera is right there, right on everybody's face. They have a Protect LDS Children camera up there. Everything is there. Just not talking here, just faces. Just faces. That's all they are. They're just saying thank you. They're talking. No, it's not ever talking. Mark? Marked all the way past the whole crowd with this camera to try and get faster than everybody else. Did you? Good. By the end of it, almost made it. So, yeah, here we are. Chris, what's up? The last time we met, you were the place. I remember you. Hey, Protect years ago. Oh, that's right. Right down the street. That's right. Yeah. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. Ryan Scott. Ryan Scott. Yeah. Awesome. One of my favorite things about your podcast that I laugh at every time is I wait till the very, very end. Grind Notes LLC. It makes me laugh every time. That's an old, long time. It's my favorite thing. Love the nickname.